All right, let's get into it. Today, we're deconstructing an absolute masterpiece of storytelling in hip hop, J. Cole's Wet Dreams. You know the song, but what you might not realize is that this track about losing your virginity, it's basically a perfect three-act short film. So, you gotta ask the question, right? How does a story we've all heard a million times, losing your virginity, become this incredible piece of modern storytelling? It's not just the topic, it's how he tells it, the setup, the tension, the humor, and of course that killer twist at the end. And Cole, he doesn't waste a single second. He starts with this line, and right away, he's grabbing you by the collar and pulling you into his past. This isn't just a song anymore, it's a memory. It's like he's saying, come on, sit down, you gotta hear this. So, every great story needs a beginning, a setup. And Act 1 for us takes place in maybe the most relatable setting ever, a high school math class. First, we meet our hero, and he's not J. Cole the superstar. No, he's just a youngin'. He's a regular kid just trying to act cool, and that's what makes us immediately connect with him. We've all been that kid. And then, of course, there's the girl. Cole gives us just enough to picture her perfectly, right? The long hair, brown skin. The description is so simple, but so vivid. You immediately get why he's crushing so hard. And he just paints this perfect picture of young love, or, young lust. It's all so innocent. They're sitting next to each other, laughing, passing notes. It's that classic daydreamy high school crush that feels so familiar and honestly pretty harmless. And then, bam, this is the moment everything changes. One little note, one simple question, and the whole vibe just flips. That innocent crush just got real, very real. The story just kicked into overdrive. Which brings us right into Act 2. This is where the real conflict starts, and it all hinges on one little lie. I mean, this is just classic. She asks the question, and what does he do? He goes for the bravado. He puffs his chest out and pretends he's a total pro. But the reality? Oh, the reality is so much funnier. He has absolutely no idea what he's doing. And that lie, that one lie, is what fuels the rest of the song. See? His bluff gets called immediately. She's like, oh, for real? You're a pro? Cool, prove it. The stakes just went through the roof. He just wanted to sound cool, and now he actually has to back it up. The pressure is seriously on. And there you have it, the invitation, the point of no return. What was just a daydream in math class is now a real, concrete plan on the calendar. Saturday is coming, and he's got to face the music and his lie. Now, before we get to the big night, Cole does something absolutely brilliant. He stops the action and pulls us right inside his head. We get to see the total, unfiltered panic that's going on behind that cool exterior. Just look at this. Heart racing, body sweating, stomach turning. He is scared to death. This isn't the pro he was pretending to be. Not at all. This is the real him. He's not excited. He is terrified. And showing us this vulnerability is what makes the whole thing so relatable and, honestly, so funny. So what does he do with all that anxiety? He makes a game plan. This part is pure comedic gold. He's watching porn like it's a training video, practicing with condoms, praying to God. He's literally studying for this like it's the most important test of his life. Okay, here we go. It's Act 3, the climax. All the lies, all the anxiety, all the prep work, it has all led to this one single moment. He's there. He's in her house. And despite all that studying, his body is betraying him. The palms are sweating. The tension is just, you can feel it. He's got his condoms. He's physically ready, but you can tell he's freaking out inside. And this is where Cole's pacing is just masterful. He hits the brakes, he freezes the action at the most intense possible moment. Everything, the entire story is hanging right here. What is gonna happen next? Whoa. She stops him. This was not in the training videos. As the listener, you're just like, what does that mean? Is she having second thoughts? Is it over? The suspense is just incredible. She's got to say something. She has a confession, and Cole just lets that hang in the air for a second. We're on the absolute edge of our seats. What could she possibly need to say right now? And there it is, the twist, the big reveal, and it's perfect. His entire mountain of anxiety, this whole fear that he was an amateur trying to fool an expert, it was all in his head. She's just as nervous, just as new to this as he is. So let's talk about why that ending is so genius. It's not just a clever trick, it's the whole point of the song. When you really break it down, it's just a masterclass. He takes something everybody goes through, that first-time anxiety, and he gives us this hero who's insecure but still goes for it. He builds the tension and the comedy perfectly, and then brings it all home with a twist that's all about their shared vulnerability. It's just flawless. And that brings us all the way back to the beginning. Remember that line from the intro? At first you think he's just talking, but now, after you've heard this story, it means so much more. The reality of it, awkward and nervous and real, wasn't anything like the cool fantasy he was trying to sell her, or even himself. And really, that's what it all comes down to. The song isn't just about sex. It's about that incredible relief you feel when you can finally drop the act. And it leaves you thinking, right? How often in our own lives do we find real connection, not by faking it, but by being brave enough to admit we're just as clueless as everyone else?